Are dreams just random images fired from an unconscious brain during sleep? Or something much more important, like life-saving inner guidance? How dreams can be healing and early warning tools for disease, financial crisis, or success. And love is still one of the behavioral science's greatest unanswered questions. Hello, I'm your host, author Kat OKeefe-Kanavos. Welcome to Dreaming Healing, where dreams and cutting-edge scientific research meet on syndicated Dreamvisions 7 radio network. Dreaming Healing is every Tuesday at 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. Eastern, with live shows on the first and third evenings at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific, when you can call in and ask Kat questions about your amazing dreams. Talk on air. Call toll-free, 833-220-1200. That's 833-220-1200. Come live your dreams out loud with Kat.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Dreaming Healing on Dreamvisions 7 radio network. I'm your host, Kathleen OKeefe-Kanavos, but hey, my friends all call me Kat, so I hope you will too. We are going to be talking tonight about how to survive any crisis. So you may be asking, well, how would you know how to survive any crisis? Well, let's see. I'm a 3-time breast cancer survivor, and my recurrence was stage 4. I survived a fire in my condo out in California, and I survived the 2 hurricanes that came right past us. The second one was heading right for us, Milton. And how was I able to do that? I mean, because you really kind of want to go jump off a bridge. You're not sure you can make it. So, hey, why not? Let's just hurry it along and get it out of the way. So we're going to talk about that tonight because we seem to be having more and more of these crises, or at least maybe I'm the only one that feels that way, but I don't think so, because I talk to my friends on the tennis courts, I talk to my friends on the pickleball courts, book clubs, and it's all the same. Why are we having so many crises right now? And how can we deal with one crisis on top of another and stay sane? Keep our sanity, not break. So when we come back from our meditation, we're going to delve into that. And what I'm going to use for that is what I use all through my life, my book, Surviving Cancerland, because I have keys for surviving in the back of every single chapter. And this book won 4 huge international book awards, including the Nautilus. So let me tell you just a little bit about me. I am the host of Dreaming Healing video podcast on Dreamvisions 7 radio network, and I am known as Kat, the Queen of Dreams. So if you want to Google me or research me, and you don't want to type out Kathleen OKeefe-Kanavos to find me, which you can do for sure, .com, and that's KATHLEEN N as in Nancy, V as in Victor, OS.com. You can just search Kat, K-A-T, the Queen of Dreams, and I'll come up. And you need to put Kat in the front, because if you don't, you will get a bunch of marijuana sites. I actually had it all pointing toward my website until marijuana got so big in all of the different stores that are popping up all over the place. So I guess they realized that dreams are important too. So anyhow, Kat, the Queen of Dreams. And like I said earlier, I am a 3-time breast cancer survivor, an international multi-award-winning author and speaker, dream health columnist. I've got a couple of columns that I write for, including BizCat 360, and this one that just came out, which is a pretty cool magazine if you're anywhere in the Coachella Valley. It's Desert Health. And I actually got the column in the magazine dealing with healthy dreams for snakes. So I tie together dreams and health because that's what my dreams were all about that saved my life. Dreams and health. And I am also a presenter on the Dreamy Writers Conference cruise. It's going to Alaska the last week of August 2025, which is going to be the first week of the Aurora Borealis. And you can find more about that also on my website, which again, Kathleen OKeefe-Kanavos.com or Kat, the Queen of Dreams. So sometimes, you know, you don't really know what you're made of until you start to fall apart. And suddenly your best parts pop out and hold you together. Parts you didn't even know you had. Because we're all made up of so much more than just id, ego, and superego. We have inner guides. We have guardian angels that are a part of us, that were born with us. We were born with those guardian angels. We're their job, and they really take that job seriously. We have inner grandparents, and I wrote about that in a chapter of my book. We have inner grandparents who remember everything that happened in this life, and I believe previous lifetimes. They're like the elephants of our inner selves. They never forget a thing. We have inner children who can become very upset during a crisis. Those inner children will run through the hallways of our mind, screaming and yelling. They don't know what to do. They're so frightened. And some of us are actually ruled by our inner children. A lot of artists are ruled by their inner children, and that's why their artwork is so fantastic. There's so many parts to us. And quite often, very bad things happen to very good people. And that's just life. It's life. It's going to happen. You know, if nothing ever bad happened to you in this lifetime, you wouldn't be on earth. You would already be dead and in heaven. So, you know, it's kind of reassuring when something goes bad, it's actually good. But you don't have to be a victim of circumstances. And that's the main point of my show today. Even though bad things can happen to good people, it doesn't mean you have to be a victim of circumstances. Listening to your inner guidance through your spirit guides, your guardian angels, and deceased loved ones who will pop up when you are in your darkest place can often save you from being a victim at all. So I'm going to be sharing some personal life-saving experiences and insights from my life and also from my book. I'm going to kind of use it as to help me teach how to survive any crisis, from no matter what it is, whether it's health, whether it's losing all your money, wealth, whether it's losing your house, being in floods, which we were just in, being in fires, which we were in 5 years ago, or being around people or neighbors or family who are in those crises. You don't have to be a victim of circumstances because of their circumstances. And I'm going to give you some tools to help you get through this time if you're in it right now. But before we do that, let's start with our meditation, our healing meditation, our meditation that keeps us safe. And it will last you until you watch another one of my programs. And if there's any little holes poked in the bubble, and you'll know what I'm talking about later, it will fix them, it will mend them, and you will feel like Nothing bad is going to get you, no matter how bad the circumstances may be. Okay? So if you're new to my show and you've never seen my show before and you're just listening to me, if you're in the car listening to me right now, don't close your eyes for the meditation. Okay? Keep your eyes open. It will still work. And you can always go back and rewatch this show on the reruns that I have. So also, if you're new, just listen to my voice, let me guide you, relax, and this is going to work. Okay? So sit deeply in your seat, just kind of relax. Feel your neck relaxing. You can move it back and forth. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Just kind of feel yourself sitting deeply into your seat. Feel yourself just kind of relaxing back, and your head may fall forward just a little bit. And I want you to take a deep breath in. Hold it. Imagine any negativity that you may have felt this week. Get into that breath of life and blow it out all the way across the room into the purple flame of Saint Germain, where it's converted into beautiful golden light and returned to the universe. And that way we're not littering. Watch that golden light go up past the stars, past the planets, up to those pearly gates, or whatever you want to call them. Make a U-turn and come back down and go right into your 7th chakra, your crown chakra, and fill your whole body with warm golden light, warm healing golden light. Now take another deep breath in, hold it. Imagine any negativity you may have said or done to someone else this week. Blow it out right into that purple flame of Saint Germain. See it caught up in that flame and go straight up into golden, beautiful light, back up through the stars and the planets to the pearly gates, and again at the speed of thought, the fastest speed there is, come back down into your 7th chakra and fill you for a second time with healing golden light. One more time. Really deep breath, fill up your lungs in the bottom. Deep breath in. Feel it filling up your whole lung capacity. Anything from your childhood that was negative, caught in that breath of life, get rid of it, blow it out. Right into that purple flame of Saint Germain, where again it's converted into beautiful golden light, sent up through the heavens, past the stars and the planets, up to those beautiful pearly gates, just filled with light. Making a U-turn, and at the speed of thought, coming back down into your 7th chakra and filling all of your body and chakras with healing golden light. Feel it just filling you with energy and calmness and health. Now imagine holding in your hand your power gift. A power gift is anything filled with love, because love is the most powerful feeling we have. It can be a gift someone gave you. It can be a piece of jewelry someone gave you, or it's just your favorite jewelry, your favorite stone, your favorite flower. Imagine holding it in your hand and swinging it all around your body, creating this beautiful mirrored bubble of protection that only allows that which is of the highest and best, brought by your spirit guides and guardian angels, Everything else is reflected back from whence it came. Only that brought by your spirit guides and guardian angels may come in. When you're ready, slowly open your eyes. Oh, just feel yourself feeling so much better and tingly. I feel the tingling in my legs, probably because I was on the pickleball courts this morning. And so that energy is going to the parts of my body I need energy in. Feel it going to the parts of your body that maybe need a little more energy, maybe need a little hug. Kind of hug those spots, put your hands on them and hug them. If you're having a little trouble getting back into your body, because that's a kind of a deep meditation, put your hands together to form the prayer and push on them. You have all of your sensitivity spots for your whole body in your hands. When you push on them, it activates them, brings you back into your body. Okay, when you're ready, open your eyes. In the meantime, just listen to my voice. So how can we not feel like a victim of circumstances with all these massive fires, huge hurricanes, earthquakes, and medical crises happening? And all of these can affect our love relationships. They can also affect our work relationships, and they can affect our finances. So these crises that we have been seeing on the news, experiencing personally, they can have tremendous effects on us. But how can we make sure that we are not a victim of circumstances? I'm going to read something to you in the preface from my book. It says, sometimes you don't know what you're really made of until you start to fall apart. With all those crises pushing down on your life, you start to fall apart. And suddenly your best parts that you didn't even know you had will pop to the surface and hold you together. Now, sometimes we can't believe that we've really got those. We're going, oh, well, that was just a fluke. I can't believe I really did this, or I can't believe I really did that in the face of this danger. Well, that's a part of you. And it's not out all the time because you're not in crisis all the time. Or let's hope you're not. But when you are, when you hit that point, there is an inner strength, that lion or lioness within you that comes to the top, those special parts of you that people don't get to see all the time, but suddenly when you really need them, there they are. Embrace those. Give thanks for them when they come. And reassure yourself that you're not alone, because you have this strength, which is almost like another person that's a part of you. You're made up so much more of your id, ego, and superego. Like I said earlier, you have so many other parts to you. It's almost like someone once said to me, it's like every time you learn something new or you go through a crisis, you develop another part of yourself, another person. You can practically name them because they never go away. That warrior, that teacher, that scientist, that mother, that lover within you, that new person is a result of that crisis. And it's not that they're really lying dormant in you. It's more that they're integrated. I mean, think of your family. There are so many people in your family. Are they always there in your room by your side chattering at you? No. But when you need them, isn't it amazing how when you need them, they often just show up? It's like they heard you calling them from your mind. and they just show up, or you can go and find them. You've got to call their name. When we're in crisis, it's much the same. There is that inner part of ourself. Maybe you call it your inner Xena warrior, which I did in my book. I found that I had this inner Xena warrior that just would not take no for an answer from the medical community. I didn't care, Xena didn't care how many scientific results they showed her. Her answer was, I know something's wrong. I'm not going home. And she would just kind of pull out that sword and rattle it. We all have those in us, but they don't show up until we really need them. And that's good. It would be kind of schizophrenic, running around talking to all these people, which could be okay. Just wear something in your ear so maybe people will think you're talking on the phone. But during all of this, you don't have to be a victim of circumstances. Listen to your inner guide, your inner selves, even your inner animal. You may find that when you're in a crisis, you have this inner animal that shows up. It could be the bird, that watchful bird. Could be the cat that slinks off and watches from afar. It could be the dog that just gets right in there in the people's face. We have inner animals in us as well. It could be the inner rat that runs into the hole and just sniffs around and listens until it's safe to come out. That can save your life. That rat can save your life, that inner rat. There's always a purpose, and there's always a need for every part of us that is within us. So, I did kind of embark on this incredible journey when I was diagnosed with breast cancer 3 times, and then I had a melanoma on my leg, and every single time, because life throws stuff at us, my dreams, spirit guides, guardian angels, inner selves came to my rescue and kept me from being a victim of circumstances. So when we come back from our break, we're going to delve into that a little bit more by talking about what are spirit guides and guardian angels. Are these just words that the airy-fairy people throw around? No, they're not. So don't go away. We'll be right back.
What if dreams can diagnose your life? What if we can meet the love of our life in dreams? Join host Kat OKeefe-Kanavos, the #1 internationally best-selling author of Dreams That Can Save Your Life, written with Duke University medical doctor Larry Burke. Dreaming Healing is where we'll explore dreams, research, and interpret dreams from you, the caller. Dreaming Healing shows can be heard every Tuesday at 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. Eastern, with live shows on the first and third evenings at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific Time on syndicated Dreamvisions 7 radio network. Come live your dreams out loud with Kat.
Are miracles real? Can you move from mayhem to miracles? 30 prominent authors say yes as they share their high fives and down lows of challenges, abuse, addiction, and love. Experience hope, the magic elixir of miracles, through the personal stories of New York Times bestselling authors James Redfield, Dr. Bernie Siegel, Sister Jenna, Reverend Temple Hayes, and many more. If you like bestsellers, chaos to clarity, and crappy to happy, you'll love crying and laughing through Mayhem to Miracles. Sacred stories of transformational hope. Available now on Amazon and in bookstores worldwide.
Did you know that every word you speak matters? What you say and how you say it can make or break a relationship or shift the outcome of any situation. Are your conversations making a difference? Faith in God, gratitude, authenticity, and giving are Teresa Velarde's heart. It's in this spirit that she's focused on making a difference in the lives she's blessed to touch. Conversations That Make a Difference is now on syndicated Dreamvision 7 radio network every Tuesday at 5 a.m. and 5 p.m. Eastern Time, with live call-in shows every first and third Tuesday at 5 p.m. Eastern.
world facing annihilation, a miraculous African nun rises to become the first female pope through a web of war, murder, and betrayal. Loved by some, hated by many, she becomes the deadly target of Islamic terrorists and her own cardinals as she introduces a new vision that will either save humanity or accelerate its destruction. 4 people must race against a nuclear holocaust to learn her astonishing secret. Pope Annalisa is available at petercanova.com, Amazon, and other online booksellers and bookstores worldwide.
This is Dreamvision 7 Radio Network, uniting mankind with universal love. Our shows are created from the heart, bringing each listener to a place of divine enlightenment. Breathe, relax, and enjoy. Let life flow.
Welcome back to Dreaming Healing on Dreamvision 7 Radio Network. I'm your host, Kathleen OKeefe-Kanavos, but my friends all call me Kat, aka Kat, the Queen of Dreams. And we are talking about surviving crisis, not being a victim of circumstances. And during the break, I got some information from a listener who said, oh, I've gone through the fires. I just went through one recently. And if you are familiar with what's going on in California, there are a lot of people going through that right now. And this person said, I'm ruled by my inner children when these crises happen. And this person just had a fire in his house. And he said, I felt like it was all my fault. And then I was going to go to jail because my inner children are running around crazy, yelling and screaming. Well, when I was diagnosed with breast cancer, the second time, the big reoccurrence, 9 by 11 centimeter tumor. Again, the doctors missed it with the mammograms. They missed it with the physical exams. They missed it with the blood tests. They missed it with everything. Everything they did the first time, they did again the second time, missed it all again. But this time it was worse. It took me 3 months to get them to do an MRI that showed the cancer was there. So how did I know? My dreams. My dreams were saying, my spirit guides, my guardian angels that are monks, Franciscan monks, were coming into my dreams saying, hey, we hate to tell you this, but it's back. And you can't take no for an answer. You can't be a victim of circumstances. You got to get to those doctors, and you got to fight. Either fight or you're not going to make it. Fight. And so I did. I had to go into the chief of radiology's office and say, I want an MRI. And he said, well, I didn't give you the last MRI. I don't know who wrote it up for you, but you got to go find who that doctor is. And I think he's on the 9th floor. Went up the elevator to the 9th floor. And that doctor said, no, I didn't write it for you. Somebody else on the 2nd floor. The oncology must have written it for you. So I went down to the 2nd floor to oncology. We didn't write that. You can't get it from us. So, and you don't need one anyhow. I read all the other stuff. You're fine. So I had to go back down to L2, lower level where the radiology department was, walk back into the waiting room of the chief of radiology up to his secretary's desk and say, I want an MRI. I'm not leaving till I get it. And I guess she pressed the emergency button. The doctor came out, looked at me and said, why are you back? I said, I know something is wrong. I know it. Now, I didn't say because my dreams and my spirit guides told me so, because I needed the MRI, not a padded cell. Or medicine to keep me from dreaming. And so I said to him, if you don't get me that appointment now, right now, today, I'm going to lie down here on your floor like a 2-year-old who had their piece of candy taken away. I'm going to kick my feet. I'm going to scream and yell, and you're going to have to call security to drag me out of here by my heels. And as I'm going out the front door, I'm going to be on my cell phone to Channel 2 News. That wasn't the inner child. That was my inner lioness. That was my Xena warrior princess that pulled out the sword and said, you either take me seriously or it's going to be the Queen of Hearts off with their head. Because I have all those people in me. I embrace them. I love them. They can save my life. So he looked at his secretary and said, get her the appointment. My appointment was for 3 months later. That was as soon as they could fit me in. But I had confidence in my spirit guides and guardian angels, knowing that it would be okay, or they would have made something happen to get me in sooner. But I had to get that MRI. And it turned out I was in stage 4, 9/11 recurrent cancer in the other breast. And that sent everybody running for the hills. And so I almost forgot where I was going with it. Oh, I know what it was. When I heard that, when it was validated, and I knew I had recurrent breast cancer that was of a terminal size, I went home and I tried to stay busy. I tried cleaning up the kitchen. I tried doing whatever I could to stay busy, because the children in my mind were screaming in the hallways of my mind. They were running up and down the halls screaming, we're all gonna die. We're all gonna die. We're never gonna make this. This is too much. We're all going to die. What's it going to feel like? Is it going to hurt? And so I remember my inner grandparents stepping in. They're very old. They're very wise. And they kind of gathered up those inner children in my mind, because when your inner children are running rampant in your mind, you can't think. And you know that's happening when people are talking to you and you can't even hear what they're saying. You're not in the moment. You're in limbo. You're catatonic. They're talking to you and they say, did you hear what I said? And you're like, yeah. And your inner teenager is going, we didn't hear a thing because those kids are so loud. So my inner grandparents stepped in and they said to the kids, come on, kids, we're going to sit down and sing a song. And I remember thinking to myself, that is weird. I've totally cracked. I've lost my mind. I'm going to lose my mind before I even lose my body. But what they did was they got the children to start singing the Walt Disney song, We've Done It Before, and we can do it again. Yes, we can do it again. We've done it before. Just very simple. Just that one line. And it was going over and over in my mind in those little voices. We've done it before and we can do it again. Yes, we can do it again. And before I knew it, I was like, yeah, I can do this again. I did it before. I have spirit guides and guardian angels. Or I would not have had those dreams with them in it saying, got to go back to the doctor. You've got to beat on those doctors. You got to do what you've got to do, not take no for an answer, and don't be a victim of this circumstance. So our inner children can run crazy in our minds, but at the same time, they can go down to that simple, basic level and pull all that chaos together and turn it into a little song that's like a fight song to bring you across the finish line. So they're all important to us. So I want to talk about spirit guides and guardian angels. What are they? Where do they come from? My spirit guides, and what I also want to point out something else. You know, we have to stop ignoring ourselves, and we have to discover those inner voices, those inner children, those inner grandparents, those inner adults, and the teenagers. They're amazing. Teenagers think they're never going to die. They will do stuff that is just scary. They will prod you to go out of your comfort zone, and that's how you grow. Because if you ever remember being a teenager, you really did believe you could jump off the roof of your house on skis when it was snowing and you'd be fine. It'd be all right. And it took a few times before, hey, guess what? You were. You just didn't land flat. You kept your tips up and you could take off in the snow. Without those teenagers, you would never have done it. So every challenge you overcome creates that new part of your inner voice that I talked about earlier, or personality. So to effectively battle a crisis, you must actually marshal your inner selves and work with them toward the goal of survival by using everything available, including your intuition and your dreams. I feel something's wrong is a very important statement. Go with it. So let's talk about now spirit guides and guardian angels, because I know some of you are probably saying, I don't have any of those. No, never heard them. If I saw them, I'd probably wet my pants and pass out. No, you really won't, because you were born with them. You were born with them. You just might not have met them until later. You're born with guardian angels. You know your guardian angels from before you were born. That was a contract you guys made up in heaven. Yeah, you didn't just happen in the back seat of your parents' Ford. You came down with a purpose and a reason, and you came with those spirit guides and guardian angels. They are our umbilical cord back to where we came from, which was heaven. We weren't just plunked down here and said, okay, you're on your own. No. We have an umbilical cord back to heaven, to God, to our deceased loved ones. And that umbilical cord connects us through dreams, through the sacred dream doors, where you often speak with your spirit guides and guardian angels. They'll often dress in something that will catch your attention. It could be an animal. You could have a squirrel run up to you in your dream and start talking to you. It's a spirit guide or guardian angel. They just did that to get your attention, because it's really hard to get your attention in a dream because everything's bizarre. You could have balloons flying across the room, and then you could have monkeys flying in the sky. That's a normal dream. We just let go. They all mean something, but it's hard sometimes for our spirit guides and guardian angels to get our attention. So they'll do something really bizarre in the dream to do that. And that's our umbilical cord back to heaven, back to our deceased loved ones, people we've never even met because they were deceased before we were born, but they know who we are. So in the book, Send Me Your Guardian Angel by Father Aliso Parente, Parente. He was a Catholic priest, and he was talking about the life of a monk named Padre Pio. And Padre Pio's guardian angel first appeared to him when he was still a boy. And Padre Pio wrote in his book, Send Me Your Guardian Angel, he wrote, he took the semblance of another child and made himself visible only to me. And later, Padre Pio called his guardian angel spirit guide the companion of my infancy. Now we're talking about a Catholic priest and a Franciscan monk, talking about spirit guides and guardian angels. And in Padre Pio's case, it's when he was a little child, he had this guardian angel. What caught my attention when I was doing some research for my book is my own personal experiences with churches, spirit guides, and guardian angels. They don't necessarily like them. They may deep in their heart believe in them. They may be personally open to it, but it's not something you ever discuss in church. You don't walk into a high Anglican church of any sort and say, hey, I'm a dream expert. I can help people understand their dreams and connect with their spirit guides and guardian angels. And oh, by the way, I always spoke to the dead. I will be out that door onto the cement faster than you can go say, what did she say? They don't want to hear it. And my mother told me from a very early age, do not tell anyone that you can hear your grandparents. Don't ever tell them, because they were dead. They were dead. But I would tell her all the time, Grandpa said this, Grandma said that. And it was something that they had said when they were alive, and my mom recognized it and said, how can you know that? And this was when I was only 2 and could finally start to talk. So we have a Franciscan monk here who's doing the same thing. And when we come back, we're going to delve into that just a little bit deeper. So don't go away. We'll be right back.
What if dreams can diagnose your life? What if we can meet the love of our life in dreams? Join host Kat OKeefe-Kanavos, the #1 internationally best-selling author of Dreams That Can Save Your Life, written with Duke University medical doctor Larry Burke. Dreaming Healing is where we'll explore dreams, research, and interpret dreams from you, the caller. Dreaming Healing shows can be heard every Tuesday at 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. Eastern, with live shows on the first and third evenings at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific Time on syndicated Dreamvisions 7 Radio Network. Come live your dreams out loud with Kat.
Why are we here? How can we be happy? Questions asked from millennials to boomers. Crappy to Happy, Sacred Stories of Transformational Joy answers them using true stories of grit, grace, and love. James Redfield, author of The Celestine Prophecy, wrote in the foreword, "This book is a seminar about emerging truths and offers grounded solutions through the art of the comeback." Dr. Bernie Siegel, a contributing author, wrote, "Bodies die, but spirits and consciousness survive and recycle." So, grab some tissues, open your book, and prepare to cry and laugh till it heals. Crappy to Happy by Reverend Ariel Patricia and Kathleen OKeefe-Kanavos. Available from Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and booksellers worldwide. Have you met your physician within yet? The Nautilus and multi-award-winning book, Surviving Cancerland, Intuitive Aspects of Healing, is a memoir that takes you down the rabbit hole of healing dreams and interpretations, mixed with conventional medicine and treatments. Listen to the hookah-puffing caterpillar ask, "Who are you?" Dr. Bernie Siegel says Kathleen's story is powerful, honest, and eye-opening. Surviving Cancerland, Intuitive Aspects of Healing by 3-time breast cancer survivor Kathleen OKeefe-Kanavos. Buy the book and audio at KathleenOKeefe-Kanavos.com and worldwide through Amazon and other retailers. Darkest hours to brightest moments, transformation from despair to happiness, and chaos to clarity. Real people, real pain, real healing. Life-threatening illness, death, abusive relationships, divorce, and overcoming addiction are challenges these men and women faced head-on. See how they emerged stronger and happier. Buy the new book, Chaos to Clarity, Sacred Stories of Transformational Change by Reverend Patricia Caginello and Kathleen OKeefe-Kanavos. Available on sacredstoriespublishing.com and worldwide through Amazon and other retailers.
This is Dreamvision 7 Radio Network, uniting mankind with universal love. Our shows are created from the heart, bringing each listener to a place of divine enlightenment. Breathe, relax, and enjoy. Let life flow.
Welcome back to Dreaming Healing, to our third part of the show tonight. The shows just go so fast when I start talking about these really important parts of being a human being. When you're already a spirit guide and guardian angel, you don't have to worry about it. But when you're a human being, it's a little trickier, because actually we're spiritual beings having a human experience on the earth plane. We came from there first. Now we're here and we're going to go back there. But we had to go through the wall of forgetting. And I tell people this all the time. We had to forget where we came from and the love we felt there, because we had all of our family from all of our other lives around us. And because if we didn't, we would all be jumping off of bridges to get back. We'd go, what am I staying here for? I want to go home. And away we'd go. But we have a purpose. We have to fulfill that purpose. We decided to sign a contract with the heavenly lawyers and God before we came down here to work toward fulfilling that contract. And one of the things that God did was give us spirit guides and guardian angels. So when I was a small child, like 6 months old, I remember being in my crib. I remember being in my crib at 6 months. I remember my brother bouncing me on his foot. I loved to ride horses after that because he was 15 years older than me. Yeah, I was a surprise. I was a big surprise. But I already had in the crib with me a little boy named Gigi. And Gigi was about 7 years old. He never changed. Even when I was 6 months old, he was still 7. And it wasn't until 5th grade that Gigi kind of he disappeared for a while, and then he came back as a Franciscan monk. And it was as these monks became my spirit guides during all 3 bouts of breast cancer. They kept me alive to share my story with you so that you would know that you have them too. You have them too. You just have to meet them in your dreams. Make a conscious decision that you're going to meet your spirit guides, guardian angels in your dreams, and you will. I use the acronym So Dream to remember my dreams so that I could meet those guardian angels in my dreams. And sometimes they would just show up, whether I wanted them or not, because they had something important to tell me. But the acronym So Dream, which is on my website, it's one of the free gifts. You can go to my website and download it, because it would take up too much time to go through it step by step. And I've done that in some of my other shows, but go and download that. It's a free gift to you. So my friend Gigi, this little boy, just like Father Padre Pio, who called his guardian angel and spiritual guide his companion of his infancy, Padre Pio said that when he got older, his boyhood friend turned into a full-blown adult spirit guide. Now, when I read that, it blew me away, because I thought I was all alone. I never told anybody anything about this except my mom, and she said, shh, you don't tell anybody. No. And my dad knew. And he would say, well, why did he would look at me and he would say, what? Why did you do that? You're not in trouble, because that was okay. Why did you do that? And I'd say, well, Gigi told me. And he'd say, Gigi told you to do that? I'm like, yeah. And so my dad realized that Gigi probably kept me alive through my childhood, because I was an army brat, born and raised in Europe. My dad was a Green Beret, and we were always stationed outside of hot spots. So I was in Berlin in 1st grade when the wall went up. And again, we thought we were going to die because we couldn't get airlifted out. There was no way to get out of Berlin. The Russian tanks were surrounding us. We were waiting, hoping we could get airlifted out. And I remember Gigi saying, it's going to be okay. It's going to be all right. Just stay here in the hall with your mom. Calm your mom down because we're not leaving. We're going to be here. This is where we're supposed to be. And sure enough, everything turned out to be just fine. So I've learned, quite a few important things while fighting for my survival, whether it was from childhood all the way through adulthood now. And one of the most important ones I learned, and I mean really, really important, is that you get nowhere standing on the sidelines of the game of life and death with crossed fingers behind your back, waiting for someone else to take action for you. If I had done that and waited for the doctors to take action for me, I wouldn't be talking to you today. I would have been dead 25 years now. I would be in the ground, gone, back up in heaven with my spirit guides and guardian angels going, if you'd listened to us, you wouldn't have to go back down there and start over. Because you didn't fulfill your life purpose, which was to make sure people knew that they could rely on us, no matter what, to help them fulfill their purpose, no matter what disease, what car accident, what flood, what hurricane, what fire befalls them. Until it's your time to die, you will not die. And when it is your time to finally go home, nothing is going to keep you alive. But when that time comes, you're not going to go alone. You've got your spirit guides and guardian angels right there ready to make sure you get home safely because they've been with you all your life. So if I have to leave you with one important lesson from this Dreaming Healing episode today, it would be that life is not a spectator sport. You're here for a reason. It's a game. It's a game, and you have to play it. And if you depend and ask for help from your spirit guides, guardian angels, and deceased loved ones, you're going to win. It's going to give you an edge that the other players may not have. So you are responsible. You are always responsible for just you. You can't be really responsible for anyone else, but you are totally responsible for you. And you can't play this game of life by just standing on the sidelines. Then you're just dust in the wind. Dust in the wind, instead of being a force of nature and a force from heaven, because you have an army behind you. You have an incredible army behind you. You just have to, you really have to quiet all the voices in your head who are trying to help you fulfill your destiny and get over that crisis, whatever it is. You have to quiet those voices of fear from the children. And fear is a good thing. Let me tell you right now, don't ignore fear. Fear's good. Fear will keep you from getting killed. Very basic. But you've got to control the fear to work around the fear in order to be successful and not die. You can get frozen in place by fear and do nothing, and that's not really the right answer for the situation. So I remember when the second Hurricane Milton came through, actually the first Hurricane Helene went past us. We're on Treasure Island, and it covered the whole state of Florida, and we had 8-foot flooding. 8-foot flooding. Washed the cars away. Filled the first floor of the houses. People lost everything, and our phones started ringing at 10 o'clock at night. And the neighbors in the first story homes are going, can we come to your place? We have water up to our chest and we can't get the doors open. And I said, break the window. It's the pressure. Break the windows and just go out, get away from the window, let the water, equalize and swim out through the window. And I'll meet you downstairs. I'll meet you down where the stairs come up to the second floor, and you can join us. And I remember my inner children going, no, it's dark out there, which is good. It's fear, Yeah, it really was dark. So I went and got a flashlight. We could get swept away, so make sure you hang on to something. And how do we know that they'll find the gate to get in? And so what if there's sharks in the water? What about snakes, big snakes in the alligators? Right away, the grandparents said, it's salt water. The alligators aren't in the salt water. So that took care of that. But I had to listen to the inner children who were scared out of their minds. And the teenagers going, oh, you know what? This could be kind of fun. This could be like some really weird movie. I remember thinking to myself, this is like a really weird movie. And I went down and I got them by the hand. They were carrying their dogs on their heads because the water was too fast for the dogs to swim. And it was too deep. Pulling them up to my second floor, closing the door, retaping the floor in case the water came up higher, and saying, okay, so who wants a dark and stormy? Pulled out the rum, pulled out the ginger beer, mixed up dark and stormies, and we had a party. Inner kids were happy. Inner grandparents were really happy. I don't know any grandparents don't like to drink. And so the bottom line is be active, participate, jump into whatever game is going on. Use your inner guidance, spirit guides, guardian angels, and you're going to be just fine. So we've come to the end of our show today. I thank you all for listening to me rattling on. And the book that I was reading from, Surviving Cancerland, The Intuitive Aspects of Healing, all of those keys at the end of the chapters are for any life purpose. Good night, everybody. Remember, everybody dreams, but some dreams save lives.
Thank you for joining us this evening. And a big thanks to our producer. Tune in next time to Dreaming Healing for more cutting-edge research, live dream interpretations, and stories with radio host and award-winning author Kat OKeefe-Kanavos. Listen every Tuesday at 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. Eastern Time with call-in live shows on the first and third evenings at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific Time on syndicated Dreamvisions 7 radio network. Remember, everyone dreams, but some dreams save lives. Live your dreams. Find more about Kat at KathleenOKeefe-Kanavos.com. That's Kathleen with a K. OKeefe-Kanavos, or The Queen of Dreams on Google search.
This is Dreamvisions 7 Radio Network, uniting mankind with universal love. Our shows are created from the heart, bringing each listener to a place of divine enlightenment. Breathe, relax, and enjoy. Let life flow.